That was Republican Devin Nunes talking to our Maria Bartiromo about the original FBI 302 interview form documenting the first time the FBI, the initial interview of Michael Flynn by Peter Strzok and another agent in January 2017. That record was key to getting Lynn prosecuted for lying to the FBI. Let's talk about it with Republican Doug Collins of House Judiciary. Great to have you on, sir. Your reaction to what you just heard?
Well, it's just disturbing, Liz. It's good to be on with you because this needed to be told for a while. Devin Nunes talked about this early on. He's one of the first to raise the flags about the problems of the corrupt cabal of Strzok, Page, McCabe, Comey, and the rest of them. And then last year, what we are now finding out with Flynn, he was set up from day one. And it was not just a setup. They were going through Flynn to get at the president. They had started when he was a candidate. Now he was president. And Comey laughed about the fact that he thought he could get away with this because they were in early stages of transition. This should scare everybody in America, because if they can get it a candidate for president and a sitting president and try to do it through a three-star general, it is just disturbing to the abuse of power that was shown here.
Yeah, the president is now calling it Obamagate. Do you believe that Obama was behind this? And also the belief that Strzok edited Flynn's initial interview for him to make it appear that Michael Flynn was giving definitive yes and no answers when Flynn was actually saying things like, I can't recall or recollect his conversations with the Russian ambassador. So black and white yes and no answers make it easier to say, to try to get him to cornered like he was in a perjury trap. Do you think that this was orchestrated from the top, all of this?
It seems to be an interesting theory now, and I believe the President Obama, we've always known that this was a lot higher, that the Obama Department of Justice had gotten very political and many times corrupt. And we see this going back to the Hillary Clinton investigation. We see that Obama weighing in on what he's saying on her case. Then we see Comey and his big recusal of Hillary, saying she didn't do anything wrong. We see this just building along. But what was really interesting about this is Sally Yates expressing surprise at how much President Obama took an interest in knowing what was going on with General Flynn. It shows that he had an inordinate interest in this, and it even talked about it before. But this goes back to why this needed to be investigated, why Bill Barr has done a great job of making sure that Durham is getting all the information he needs, and now why Sidney Powell, as you told earlier, worked so hard to make sure that now we see General Flynn exonerated in this, and shows the setup which is here. Look, they just got through releasing transcripts from the closed-door intelligence hearings where none of the folks, Clapper, Powers, Rice, others, said that they had any evidence that there was an exact knowledge of collusion. But last year, when I released the transcripts from the Oversight and Judiciary Committee transcripts, we started seeing this same thing, this budding cabal that was intent on taking out this president. And from President Obama, the Attorney General Lynch and others, this is just a problem that needs to be investigated and shows a real corruption.
We've got now Republican Representatives Jim Jordan of Ohio and Mike Johnson of Louisiana sending a letter to Christopher Wray at the FBI saying, we want the other FBI agent who sat with Peter Strzok to interview Michael Flynn, that's Agent Pienka. They want him to sit down for a transcribed interview and testimony. You guys going to do that? Sidney Powell is saying we know from additional text messages that the 302 alterations for the initial Flynn interview are concerning, that there were changes made. So you guys going to call that other agent in?
I would hope so. There's two parts here. Number one, I'll address. If Chairman Nadler was chairman of the Judiciary Committee and actually was encouraged to actually find the facts about what happened in this whole cabal, then he would start processes to call. But he's the chairman. I guarantee you it blows their whole theory up because they don't like this president. They'll do anything to keep the narrative going that this president is in somehow cahoots with the Russians or anybody else, because they just don't like him. Chairman Nadler has used his chairmanship to abuse the trust of the American people to investigate this president since last January. I fought this tooth and nail for over a year and a half, and frankly, it gets old because they found nothing, but yet they keep bringing up this narrative. I would love to see him do his job. Do I have any faith that he will? No. But remember, these 302s that she's talking about, also, we go back into the Inspector General report, which we just found just recently, in which when they went to the FISA court, almost every application to the FISA court had problems, serious problems. Either they were missing evidence, 302s were missing, or they were changed, or that they were just missing facts that actually would bring to the court as it should be. So this should not be surprising. If Chairman Nadler wanted to be a chairman of the Judiciary Committee and actually get to the bottom of something, he would call this. I guarantee you, don't wait up. He ain't going to do it because he doesn't like where it leads to an exoneration even further of this president and also the people that have been involved. And it shows a very much of an indictment against Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Page, and Lynch, the rest of them in that cabal who did not like this president and were out to get him from day one.
So how strong was the legal foundation for the Mueller probe to begin with? And by the way, take out the words Trump and Comey. How concerned should Americans be about what happened? First, how strong was the legal foundation for the probe, and how concerned should Americans be?
Americans should be very concerned, and I've made sandcastles right next to the ocean where the waves were coming in that had a better foundation than what they had for the Mueller investigation.
Congressman Collins, great to see you. Come back soon.
Liz, always good to see you. Take care.